I'm in the Xpress Radio studios right now with Rachel Sermanni. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. So you're on tour at the moment. How's that going?
And very nicely, thank you very much.
Good.
We've been out for about 3 weeks or so now.
Wow. You were in Bristol last night, is that right?
Yes, Bristol.
How was that?
On a boat, Thekla. A real boat.
A real boat?
Yes, a huge boat. It's a
very like Sex Pistols style kind of gig on the boat.
Sadly, I don't know the reference.
Oh, I think they did a gig on the Tyne, not the Tyne, obviously not the Tyne, the Thames during the not the Diamond Jubilee, one of the Jubilees.
That vibe.
Like that. Yeah, that kind of vibe.
We weren't moving.
Ah.
So we were just it was just a docked boat. Quite
That's still
steady.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I was saying that the only other gig I ever did on the boat was on Loch Ness, and that was
wow.
Yeah, that was great. That was really cool. The sun
sounds
started
really cool.
setting, and it was just really nice.
Oh, I'm quite jealous. I wish I'd been at that gig.
Some swans got curious, like seals sometimes. You know how seals get curious and follow the sound? These swans, 2 swans, came out just as the sun was starting to the sunset was starting to hit the water, and it was just really, really quite good.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, I lost a lot of attention because of that, because everybody cared about the swans, but I was okay with that.
Well, I kind of feel like you're playing 10 Feet Tall tonight. I kind of feel like that's not going to live up to Swans at Sunset on Loch Ness.
I never have any expectations I wouldn't compare, and I think I've played at 10 Feet Tall before. And it was a lovely gig. I made some really lovely friends, and I remember having a very peaceful, dark walk around the church, which is in the square close by. So yeah, I think it'll be fine.
Oh, good. I'm excited for it. I've got to ask, I saw on your Facebook today that in Cork you played a violin/trumpet thing. Could you tell us a bit about that?
Yes, well, I did a little bit of research after that, and it turns out it's a Romanian Stro violin, STROH violin. Their actual type of instrument, which is obviously more popular the more east you go. But it's simply a violin neck without the curvaceous violin body, and instead it's got like the cornet of a trumpet. And so everything is amplified through this trumpet. So the sound is like a... but if you play like really sort of Romanian sort of music, it sounds really cool.
It does sound quite cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. And I was looking for a busking place, you see, because I was with my fiddle, my normal fiddle. And so the old man saw that I had a fiddle, saw that he thought I could play. So he let me have a shot. It was amazing.
Oh, wow, that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
I've also seen that you draw a lot on tour.
Yeah.
How's that? Would you just draw what you see, or just...
No, I'm not got a very good eye for like knowing angles or anything like that. So if I see something, it usually ends up becoming very surreal on the paper. But yeah, usually I'm inspired by what you see. We've had a few gigs which have been in galleries and stuff like that. So it's always really nice just having some visual stimulus as well. I'm actually raising some funds for my sister, who's a biathlete. Biathlon is like skiing and shooting.
Oh, cool.
And she's only 14, but she's keen to go out to Germany in January to compete. And there's no funding for that. So I thought by the time I've finished tour, which is December time, I might have raised some money. And all I'm doing is selling these strange little pictures, like really small little sketches for like
really
donations
cool.
and stuff like that.
Have you seen anything, Cardiff, you want to draw yet, or you're just on the lookout?
Well, I only just arrived. Some trees, maybe, some spires. There's a lot of spires. Some good shapes on the skyline, sort of thing. That's quite a cool thing to draw.
Yeah. So I've got your album here. It's called Under Mountains.
It's quite
nice little plug there. What was it, like your songwriting process when you were recording this album?
Well, the recording and the writing came at 2 very different points. The writing is sort of the album spans about 5 years of life up to now, and the band got involved obviously when we were all in a studio together. I'd been with a lot of the guys before. I played with them a lot. I have 3 violinists, all girls, and a piano player who are like a standard band if I ever have a band with me, and they're we're like a sisterhood. And then I had a double bassist, another guitarist, and 2 percussionists. So instrumental wise, there's loads of scope, and they were really imaginative. and it was really fun to be with them, and there's lots of harmonies on the thing. So yeah, it's a bit bigger than just like a solo event that it will be this evening. But yeah, the writing, it sort of, because it spans such a long time, I couldn't put my finger on exactly what everything was. But a lot of it is inspired by dreams and what I'm reading and what I'm listening to and in hearing, watching, like COC, which is also known in my head as the Pirate Song, which is on the album, is I think probably I'd been watching a lot of Tim Burton movies.
Yeah.
And maybe Lord of the Rings. There's a lot of reference to that sort of stuff, both in the sound and the words. Yeah, and there's so there's some sort of more sweeter songs and some verging on more dark things, which are always really fun to sing about.
Well, tonight is a Soon Presents gig, and Soon in Cardiff, famous for like promoting lots of new music.
Right.
What sort of new stuff are you into at the moment? Who are you rating?
Well, that's a difficult question because there's so many like things that reel off your head, and also because of this tour, because we've had people playing at each show, different people, you know, on I've been sharing the stage with a whole load of like local acts. You discover these people that are like you're just like, oh, this is great. It's been so much fun discovering all these people. So man, it's getting to the point where I can't even remember. Like I wouldn't be able to list them all the people that we've seen. But there's a guy recently in Belfast who's been going ages, but just on a good, nice level. He's obviously just happy to be where he is. Robin G. Shields. And another guy, we listened to his album. He's on Fence Records, which is a record from Scotland. But he's actually from Northern Ireland as well. And his name is Seamus Fogarty. And one of the best albums I've heard in a long time. Yeah, it's been like non-stop good music. And we've been listening to a lot of Fatoumata Diawara. Have you ever heard of her?
I've not, no.
She's really good.
I'm intrigued.
But she's new in a sense, but she's doing very well.
Yeah, and you've got Greta Isaac supporting you tonight.
Yes.
And she's coming for a session very soon, actually, just after you.
I look forward to meeting her at the gig.
Yeah, it's going to be a good gig. Yeah, thank you, Rachel, for coming in, singing for us and having a chat. And we're really looking forward to your gig tonight.